Hey guys, welcome back to rhrjen. I'm so glad you're here. I'm Jen. Honk honk, everyone. Guys, what a day it has been. Why is my name Jen Can't Tell Time? Let me tell you. I was supposed to have a collab with the lovely, wonderful, talented Taz today. Guess what Jen did? Jen messed up the collaboration time. That's right. For some reason, I had in my head that England was 3 hours, not 5 hours ahead. I know this. I'm obsessed with England. Messed up the time, completely messed this up. My humble, sincere apologies to Taz, who is wonderful and gracious and all the things we are rescheduling for tomorrow. But I wanted to come on and apologize to Taz, apologize to you all because I've been talking about this collab because I've been so excited about it, and explain that it is coming. It's just coming a little later than I planned because I'm an idiot. Do you ever have one of those days? I'm having one of those days. All right. It's fine. It all worked out. Again, apologies to Taz, but we both listened to the third episode of the podcast and we will be reacting to that. So look for that very soon when I can learn to tell time. I cannot believe this. Do you ever have just one of those days where you're like, oh my God, I'm smelling burnt toast. What's wrong with me? Anyway, it's fine. It's all good. Deep breath. Here we go. All right, let's talk. So today I have for you Saint Meghan Markle. That's right. I actually put up today's video yesterday. So I thought I'd do a bonus video, if you will. Saint Meghan Markle. There's just some stuff going on over there I want to talk about. I thought I'd go ahead and do this, and then I'll post the Taz video sometime tomorrow once we get that recorded. So my schedule's a little bit off right now, but it's good. It's all good. If I can just tell time, we'll be all good. All right, let's get into this. So Saint Meghan Markle is the Reddit group, and there's lots of funny stuff going on over there. So I thought I could take a look at some of the best of. I love doing videos like this because we can hit some of the news, some of the best of. This is going to be a busy week. Again, if I can just figure out what day and time it is, it's going to be a busy week. Starting tomorrow, we have Meghan in New York. I don't know when she's actually going to New York, but the New York events start tomorrow, and hilarity is going to ensue. It wouldn't shock me if we got paparazzi photos later today, or we'll see some stuff. So I'll be talking about some stuff. Now, shout out to John Witherspoon, friend of the channel, who will be on with me very soon. If I can get that time right. We're in the right time. He and I are in the same time zone, so hopefully I can tell that time. But we're going to be recording soon. I think later in the week, once we see what all happens and breaking it down for you. I'm excited for that. Yeah, lots going on, lots to talk about. Let's talk St. Meghan Markle for now. So I want to start with this. Shout out to Brittany over at Royal News Network, who had ordered some of the products and was testing some of the products on her show. And people got screenshots. Now, I love Brittany. This is just funny. They pulled out and made it memes because her reaction to these products were priceless. So again, shout out to Brittany. Shout out to TMZC who posted this. And this was courtesy, again, John Witherspoon. He and I were messaging about different things, and he had sent me this to say, did you realize that Meghan packaged her things in packing peanuts? And I said, no, what? Yeah. At least Brittany's package appears to have been packaged in packing peanuts, to which I say this. I'll see your environmentalism, you idiots. Talking to Harry and Meghan. So packaging peanuts are particularly, they're polystyrene ones, it looks like, are generally considered bad to their environmental impact. So just think about that while they're beating their drum, flying their private planes. Not theirs, but flying private. They're also packaging things in packaging peanuts. I didn't think anybody did that anymore. Weird, right? Weird. Okay, let's take a look at some of the reactions to this. It just made me laugh with Brittany and her reactions. So people's reactions to her video are too funny. The carelessness with which these items are packed is enough to turn off, never mind how they taste. Who would pay these prices for such average items you can get at the grocery store? It doesn't make any sense. And the other thought I'm having is, let's say you're a big diehard fan of Meghan's. Okay, great, fine, whatever. I don't understand it, but you do you, boo. All right. So you buy the overpriced, whatever it is, jam, what is it? Crepe mix, whatever it is. Okay. Is a one-time novelty. Great. Okay, it's yours. How often are you buying that stuff? How many people are wanting to pay that much for those items? Even if you get a one time, you're not going to get repeat customers. It doesn't seem like. So yeah, I can't make any sense out of who this is for and how you're going to run a business off of this. But yeah, so this person's calling a ripoff. The next person, Maleficent Trifle, great name, says, why would you pay so much for shortbread mix when it's reportedly just sugar cookies? When you can buy a box of very nice store-bought shortbread for way less. I can't make sense out of that either. And Chef Matt was explaining shortbread is very easy to make. Filter Coffee says shortbread is only 3 ingredients. I live in Scotland and everybody makes shortbread there. Well, it's even more reason for me to love the UK and to go to Scotland. Hello. Hello, my Scottish geese. I'm coming over for some shortbread. Get ready for me. I'm going to stop by England for some Yorkshire pudding, and I'm going to head on over to Scotland for some shortbread. Okay. You're paying the Lux for the Lux life, right? I get it. During the pandemic, my sister and I did an entire high tea twice because the first one was busted. Our cucumber sandwich bread choice was too squishy. It ruined the vibe. Okay, fair enough. Hey, maybe that's partly why the packaging and everything is off. Not only did Meghan rush to get her product out in volume, was it in volume? But she also probably thinks that we peons won't know what's nice stuff. Meghan seems to think that whatever she says has gravitas. Whatever she touches has worth. She seems to think that title will confer some grandeur to her tat, but that's far from real. I tend to think the same thing. I tend to think the same thing. All right, let's talk about this. This was shared by Strangebird70. It says the squatties are really reaching. Just saw this on TikTok. Guys, I'm not even going to play the TikTok because you don't need to. You can just see it here. Remember, in 36, this is what the squad is spreading around. Oops, ooh, hi. This is what the squad's spreading around. Just keep this in mind. Remember, in 36 years, Harry's American-born children. Oh no, child. It's like, what? Her children aren't American born. One of them was, one of them was not. Okay, her American born child, so it doesn't have a name. Okay, great. Will be able to run for president. What now? I mean, I guess technically, sure, but what are we talking about? Way to play the long game, King George III. What? This is where the squad's mentality is. They think that that was all a ploy to have her in America so that way Lily could run for president in 36 years. Okay. Wow. That sure. That's banking on a lot of things being the case. I mean, you can run, it doesn't mean you're going to win. And also, what now? I don't talk about the kids. I'm not pro or anti. They're just kids, so I don't care. Go be president if you want to be president. It what now? I actually said in the comments of this one, I can't wait. I mean, this is ridiculous reach on the squad's part. That's funny. But I actually can't wait for the kids to become of age so they can write their tell-all books and I'll be the first one to read them about how shitty their parents were. So let's read those. Oh God, the squad. These are the same ones that make the AI family photos and are like, oh, look at that. And it's like, but it's not real. It's not real. All right. I don't have TikTok, but this looks funny. Strange Bird said, this post is saying one of the children could run for president in the future. Okay, so could I. Doesn't mean anything. Let's see. So then we have this post when your Easter post looks more like Bigfoot than the British Royal. Sorry, than British Royal. That made me laugh too. I reacted to this video that she had posted on Instagram in a separate video that I put up yesterday. So go find that if you missed it. Megsy Baby is a real close encounter of the third kind. I hate bathroom humor, but that made me laugh. So it's fine. It's kind of funny. All right. LOL. Clever. Exactly. CatBomb says, great name. I was thinking the same thing. Why'd she pop out of the bushes like that? Did she go in there to do her business or what? I can't make any sense out of it whatsoever. Right. I'm always dressed in white to the hilts, hanging around the bushes in the driveway too. We're so alike. Okay, well, I'll see that and I'll raise you this. Remember, she just did this photograph where she's sitting, it looks like maybe on a rock or in the dirt or something in all white, but it didn't stop there. She did this one too. Again, where she's posing with the dog and all white sitting in the grass. Why? Why would you do this? And then remember the start of the year, I was just flipping through her Instagram laughing, thinking, remember this? This seems like eons ago. This was just the beginning of the year. Just a couple months ago, we had this where she's running around in the sand in all white. You really can't make that make any sense whatsoever. You really can't. Okay. All right. Let's talk this. So this was posted by Harry Rippey, Duchess of QVC. I think that, oh, sorry, Duchess of QVC, which is pretty great. Of course he does. Deja vu. Prince Harry threatens spare sequel if he loses his pending UK court case. Okay. How many times has that guy threatened things like this? Anybody else find this utterly ridiculous? Yeah, me too. Okay. Can you imagine every time you don't get your way? Like, I messed up with Taz this morning. Can you imagine if she's like, I'm going to write a tell-all? I'm like, okay. Yeah, I'll tell him I can't tell time. Look, see, I can't tell time. I need to go back to elementary school and learn to tell time. But no, it's just anytime you don't get your way. So if you're having a bad day, I want you to threaten people that you'll be doing a tell-all. Okay. Prince Harry's going to threaten to do a tell-all if he doesn't get his way in UK court. Okay, you usually don't get your way in UK court, so go for it. Sure. Yeah, so he's threatening more spare material, and who cares? Okay, poor wee Harry, tantrums being thrown and treats made again. Sorry, I think this is being threats made again, not treats made. My question, what could a sequel be called? I'd like to play that game. What should we call his sequel? I don't care what he'll call it. What should we call his sequel? I had called it before to Spare 2, Spare Harder, because I like Die Hard. What would you call his sequel? My wife has me by the nuts. I don't know. What would you call a sequel? Let me know. Harry's mention of shocking details that have yet to be revealed sparked speculation that there may be enough material for another book. In previous interviews promoting his first memoir, Spare, Harry hinted he had enough content for a second memoir, only choosing to leave some details out. Okay. They don't trust Harry with anything. What else does he have? Even the first go round, yeah, it was funny because it was so painfully stupid. I wanted to see what the hell this guy was going to say. But what else? I don't think people are going to be lined up to buy the book. Remember, this one, I think this one was popular because it was the first of the tell-alls. But now what's he got? There's a whole thing going around about how people were leaving this book behind in rental places and stuff. It's not a widely popular book, I don't think. Even the paperback printing kind of came and went with a whimper, if I understand correctly. So I know the first print it sounded like it did pretty well, but even those numbers, there were speculation that those were inflated. So I don't know. Threaten all you want. Let's see how that goes. Okay, so yeah, they talk about the appeal and if it fails and, oh my God, will he reveal more secrets? What other secrets does this guy have? His secrets were weird things he did with his mom's face cream. So he didn't damage the royal family with it. He damaged himself and his Instagram loving bee wife. So Acorn 5 says, if Harry's legal appeal fails, it could lead him spilling more royal secrets. Is he threatening the courts and the monarchy with an attempt to get his own way? Yeah, I think so. I don't try to go, what's the word? I'm not clickbaity. I'm just not. I take it all with a grain of salt. So I'm taking it with a grain of salt as far as you'll never see me put the headline, oh my God, Harry's threatening his family. I think it's funny. Okay, threaten him. I don't think any of them are losing sleep over you, Harold. I think the worst punishment Harry has is the life he's created for himself. So enjoy that. You know what I mean? There's nothing that, because people speculate, oh, will the royal family do this or that? There's nothing the royal family could do to him that would be worse than the hell of his own making. So I don't think they lose sleep over it. I don't think he's even a thought in their brains, and I think that drives Harry and Meghan more crazy than anything else they could possibly do. Just saying. Ha 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 ha. I'm very mature today. Filter Coffee says, yes, interesting. He said that if he knew what he knows, does he know anything? I don't know. We would think like him. No, we wouldn't. That's up to the judge. He has full info. Prince Harry just can't admit he was wrong to bring this case. That's what I think too. I think he might be in very serious trouble if he releases the private info. The public were not allowed to hear to hint at the info he can't openly talk about. It's just manipulation that won't work. That's what I think as well. Everything he does is manipulation. He's angry and dim. In my opinion, he sees conspiracies everywhere, more especially if he doesn't get what he wants. I think so too. I get so stuck on those court appearances. There's nothing funnier than that. When that dude goes to court, hilarity ensues because he says real crazy stuff. And we get to hear more of his unfiltered stuff. We're just like, what? What are you doing? What are you saying? All right. Realistic Twist says it could lead to him spilling more secrets. Way to go, H. Just fast track your way into obscurity because you and yours will be stripped to your royal titles if you pull that stunt again. I don't know that he will. And while I definitely, think they should lose titles. If it's up to me, they'd lose titles. But I don't think the royal family's concerning themselves with him. I just don't. Again, I think the worst punishment for him is just to live this life he's created and have to deal with all the fallout. I mean, consequences for your action. That's something I teach my Gosling, who's in the single digits, and she wraps her head around that concept. Harry cannot wrap his head around that. For Sydney Wiffledork, great name, says, when one has stepped in, you know what, it's common courtesy not to drop and roll in it. And that made me laugh and think of you flockers on the live stream. You know where I'm going with this. Was it Colts and Cake? You know where I'm going with this. It's stop, drop, and hole. Oh, God. All right, let's move on. God, those live streams are fun. I'm going to do another one soon. I wanted to do one tonight, just didn't work out timing-wise. I will do one soon, depending on timing, and I think a lot of stuff's going to be going on later in the week, so maybe later in the week I'll do one. It'll be fun. Liz Jones is this was shared by Karen Delaney Walker, who's pointing out a Liz Jones article from Daily Mail. It's something that has been unsettling for me, too, and that's Meghan's unsettling. Flogging of clothes worn by Princess Charlotte and Prince George reveals the truth everyone has missed. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, let's take a look. I talk about this, I believe, on my last live. I talk about how weird this is. The truth that everyone missed. Not everyone. Sinners have long time. Hold on. Hold. No, Narkle has a sick obsession with the Waleses. How does one explain this level of cray? Good question. Some snippets. Eyebrows have been raised, the exact same outfits that have been worn very publicly by William and Catherine's children, which leads many to ask, does Meghan not have an original bone in her body? Why, no, she doesn't. So if you don't know what we're talking about, Meghan's shopping links, however you say that, the affiliate links, she's got those going. She hopes you'll click on them and buy something so she gets a little kickback there. And she's merching the Wales children's outfits. Anybody else find that completely bizarre? Single white female? Yeah, me too. Okay. If you don't know, that's a creepy movie from, was it the 90s? Jennifer Jason Leigh and Bridget Fonda. Just think haircuts. Just saying. Just think haircuts. Okay. I might have to single white female Taz because I really like her and I think she's really cute. So I'll just cut my hair like hers and talk with a cute British accent. What do we think? Can I pass this? No, I can't pass this test, but it's funny. All right. Eyebrows. Let's see. I read that. Okay. I'll go with hell no. On her Shop Me, that's what it's called, Instagram page, for example, were the blue gingham pajamas by Petite Plume worn by then 2-year-old George. So cute when he met the Obamas. Kensington Palace in 2016. How has that been 2016? He's still a baby. So when did Meghan make this choice? Because of that Sorry. So did Meghan make this choice because of that widely seen photo? I wonder, or because Petite Plume makes the best PJs on the planet. My guess is the former. Mhm. I just think it's too coincidental. Bingo! Meghan had previously told People magazine that her children would not be dressed in outdated clothing, such as knee socks. Now, remember, didn't we see a little Lily in knee socks? When, what was it, the 4th of July parade? It's one of those where H was carrying her, if you believe she exists. That's such a weird sentence that you have to say it, but whatever. Whatever he was carrying had knee socks on, I believe. Or be carted around in vintage prams. She was pointedly referring to her nephews and niece, of course, the children of the Prince and Princess of Wales. Hypocrite or stalker? I suppose she could be trolling the Waleses, but this just makes her look so pathetic. B, who can't let go. Problem is, Lily and Archie have only been glimpsed so far wearing uninspiring t-shirt. Okay, I won't talk about the kids, but the parents suck, and this is weird. I find this so weird. So weird. She could always elevate the kids' clothing by throwing flower sprinkles on it. All right, you get the idea. I think it's so weird too. And this person's pointing out that Serena has Janie and Jack collection, no free advertising for her BFF. All right. So people under this post are saying, well, hell will freeze over before that happens. Why on earth would William and Catherine take? Okay. So they're talking about, should William and Catherine take some sort of action? No, they won't. They won't. Again, the difference is they're out living their lives. They're out being actual parents and, preparing for the future with not just their children, but their future, king and queen. So they don't have time to think about Harold and fraud, whereas all Harold and fraud can think about are William and Catherine. She uses William's children to enrich herself. That's reason enough to get angry. If she did that to other celebrities' kids, Megsy would need lawyers. She's used Catherine and the king for her allegations. Yes. With no success, she got nothing. That book was a flop. Now she's targeting the children. As parents, you react emotionally when it comes to the merchandising of your own children. Ding, ding, ding. I think it's several things. I think she's always trying to make money, and I think she's always trying to get at Catherine. I really do. I think it's always that. She can't compete with her, so she tries to pick at her while playing victim. Road Goddess says, you make a really great point. She's so used to provoking people and getting reactions. They're absolutely stonewalling of her is throwing her completely off. She has to keep elevating it. My guess is those brands had their stuff pulled off her page. Yeah, maybe so. Anyway, so that's going to do it for me. Tell me your thoughts on all of this. How creepy is that, though? She's merging the kids. Not even her own kids. She's merging the Wales children, trying to get people to click on it. And again, that Prince George outfit's from 2016. Of all the PJs in the whole wide world to try to merch, you're picking the ones most associated. If you told me to think of this is weird, but a weird sentence, but think of the children in pajamas, you're going to think probably of that photo. I can't think of seeing them in pajamas. Otherwise, it's just not something we often see. Rightly so, because it'd be weird. But I'm saying, but of course, Meghan knows this. So she's going to merch that. It's very bizarre. And I don't think anything with her is a coincidence. I think it's all very calculated. Guys, I'm going to leave this here. Can I just say a huge thank you? Sorry, Taz. I can't wait to single white female you. Good Lord. Oh, I don't really drink, but I need a drink today. I swear I do. You guys are the best. Thank you for being so lovely and supportive to me. You know you mean the world to me. Lots of stuff coming up. I really will be working with Taz when I can get my timing right. I really will be working with John Witherspoon if I can keep that time right. I will be covering the goings on this week with Meghan and the speeches and the what are they calling gala of it all? We'll see what horrible beige monstrosity she'll be wearing there. I'll be talking through all of it and reacting to all of it. I will do lives as soon as I'm able to. And I just appreciate you all so much. I truly do. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. And I can't wait to bring you more stuff like this. I hope you all have the best day. And I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye. Maybe this will help my day get better. What do we think? Is this gonna help? This might. Do I look like a fairy princess? A little bit. I'm not trying to be Meghan. I'm just saying, like, I like the crown. I don't like I don't like the person under the crown, but I really like the crown. Maybe I should put it like a clock on it, and then I could really tell time. You ever have one of those days? I'm having one of those days. I'm just sending big flocking hugs to you all. It's not even like I'm not trying to be a martyr. It's not the worst day. It's just one of those days. I'm just getting it all wrong. Oh God, I should quit while I'm ahead. All right. Thanks for being here. Bye. Oh, goodness gracious. Hey, thanks for everybody who left Bert and Ernie yesterday. What should today's word be? Let's leave something in the comments. If you're still watching, leave. What should we leave? I don't know. Leave your favorite dessert in the comments. Whatever it is, just write in the comments. You don't have to put context. You can write tiramisu or whatever it is, cheesecake. Oh, that might be mine. Whatever it is, just leave your favorite dessert. Just write it with no context. And there you go. People will be like, what? Yesterday it was Bert and Ernie. A lot of you guys left Bert and Ernie. I tried to go through and like them all. I know I missed a bunch. Thank you for leaving that. So leave your favorite dessert. No context. Okay, this is got off the rails again. Thank you so much for being here. Bye, guys.